today we're going to try talking about something quite different. We're going to go back in the annals of audio history. And not that far back, but back far enough and go, we're going to do a tier list. Let's do a tier list on analog sources, audio sources, things that we used to play or still play today.
Some of these are digital.
Yeah, some are, that's true. Okay, yeah, okay. But ultimately they turn out to be analog because otherwise we wouldn't hear it.
Well, one tricky thing is going to be somewhat open to interpretation. Because, of course, we probably should encompass all aspects, including convenience and whatnot.
Well, yeah, if it's no longer, the format's no longer available, that kind of puts it in a shitty spot.
In that situation, I would say we probably take into context its peak.
Well, not to mention some of these formats were around before you guys were born, probably. So, well, you were little kids at the time.
And, of course, sound quality is kind of more or less the most important thing. But convenience and stuff like that are factored in as well. Because some of these formats is just so impractical to get content in.
Yeah, we're not really considering cost right here either. We're just talking about primarily sound quality. I think it's, whatever, the cost. Figure it out if you need to figure it out. If you want to try to buy an old player, it's cheap, really.
Well, prices are going up. That's the thing. A lot of these formats did die, and now they're coming back.
Yeah, I hear you saying cassettes.
Cassettes,
yeah. People are looking for players now. Nobody makes them.
All right, let's get into it.
Yeah.
So we'll start with the classic. Compact disc.
Ooh,
digital
CD.
format, kind of.
I mean, if you ask
logo.
somebody nowadays, like, what is a compact disc? They'd be like, huh?
Maybe. I guess the younger generation hasn't had
It's
a lot
already
of
probably
experience
dissolved into the annals of history.
You got DVDs.
There's that
That's
word
kind of
again.
the same thing.
Anal or history.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, the format still kind of exists. You
Yeah.
know? I mean, the movies and stuff, it's the same physical thing,
Yeah.
So people would know what it is.
I guess.
It's like a Blu-ray, but different.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Either way, it was around for a long time.
Yes.
Super popular.
Still around.
Easy to use. You didn't need to rewind it. Pretty durable for the most part.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good.
You could beat the crap out of a CD and it'll still
They
play.
played.
Scratch
Usually,
it up.
sometimes they skip, but they
Yeah.
played pretty good.
It got better, too, as the players got better.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
they
know,
could
those
track
early
through
players,
amazing things.
But then,
I used to purposely, back in the day when I worked for Bowers and Wilkins and Rotel, we used to, we had a test CD that had built-in errors to
Okay.
measure at what level of error would the thing skip. So it told
Yeah.
you what the player's doing. But beyond that, when the players got so good, it would play the whole test CD right through every error.
The one I remember always being best was like computer CD-ROM drives. They were always like the best at reading stuff.
Right?
There
I mean,
was a lot of players that in the early days especially would skip on anything. Where do we place it, though? I'd say somewhere around A to B tier, maybe like in between A and B, but it's not really possible in this chart.
I'd say given its longevity and the fact that it's
'Cause
still
it's pretty
around,
good.
Yeah, we probably got to put an A, right?
It's a little high, but maybe.
I think, well, if
It's a good format.
there's a level above A, which we have S, right?
Yeah.
So we kind of got to put it there.
Well, it's
You
not
could always-
S tier.
Always,
We're talking a good 25 years.
All
or
right,
so
we'll
out.
put it in A tier.
It's not bad. Not only that, I have a lot of CDs which I've now converted to, put them in they're in a NAS drive now.
Yeah.
But same thing. I have a lot of that music, and it actually was really good. It still sounds really good on a good DAC. So
Yep.
I got to admit, it's pretty good stuff.
Well, we'll go a little bit older. We'll move to a cassette.
There's a lot of variation there again, too, though.
Do you
Like
guys use
media.
cassettes?
No.
Well, yeah, in the early days. I had a cassette player.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't use them now,
Yeah.
obviously.
1994, yeah.
A little past their prime.
I used to record the cassette.
Well, that was the only you had.
Yeah, that's all you had.
You really couldn't ever practically record a CD.
true.
That was very uncommon.
I was
and
the DJ
expensive.
on the bus, so while I was doing homework, I'd sit there and take stuff off the radio and put it on the cassette.
Well, there was the only way to do it.
TDK, man, you had to have TDK. The SA90 tapes were the best. Yeah, metal.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a little
Well, the metal's
portable
hard.
cassette, and it had a radio built in, so you can record right from the radio in the cassette player.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I did that.
Yeah, that was pretty common.
That was the cool thing about cassette, is you could actually record. You put whatever you want on it. And,
That was a big deal.
Take it with you. And, most cars had cassette players in them. You could play it in a car. Or
Couldn't record in the car.
Sony had the Walkman, which probably is what really set the thing
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
Everyone, well, at that point, everyone was wearing headphones when you think about it, right? You got to have an earphone or headphones. Did the Walkman come with a pair of headphones?
I guess,
think they did, yeah.
It was like those yellow foam.
Yeah. So that was an all-in-one, ready-to-go package.
I think I had like an Iowa or something like that.
Yeah.
Tape deck. It came with headphones, and those are the ones I used.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what you did back in those days.
Yeah, that was the portable music player. You think
Yeah.
about it at the time. It really, I mean, they must have sold a lot of those. They were everywhere.
But it was okay.
It was the iPod of its day.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Sound quality, it was
Analog.
fine. Considering most of the time people were recording from radio, it didn't have a ton of degradation beyond that. Now, obviously, radio isn't exactly like super high fidelity, at least analog traditional radio. So as a format, it served its function well for the day. But today, not so much on the sound quality.
No. It's pretty good, though. I mean, it was pretty good. Didn't sound bad. But then again, we're going back on some old speakers
In
back
the
then.
best case scenario, if you do really good recorder, really good media and stuff like that, you could get pretty good quality, but in practice, you normally wouldn't get that.
Yeah.
Well, and I only had like one tape, so you kept re-recording
Yeah.
over it. That didn't work
And they
out
really
so
do.
great.
right. Yeah, they kind of wear out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, where do we put this one? B or C?
Well,
Maybe C?
it was a long-term format, and at the time, it was it.
It was good and
You
it was
know,
it, but
other than vinyl.
fidelity,
But yeah, Fidelity was, yeah, right.
sonically, it's kind of like,
Yeah, right.
there's a lot of better formats here.
All right. See?
C?
See.
Okay. I'll bump that in C then. Reel to reel.
Ooh.
So typically an analog format on magnetic media, it's like a tape, but much bigger.
And we're talking more of the
physically.
pro reel-to-reel. Like
Yeah, yeah.
when I was a kid, you had reel-to-reels like that
Oh,
big
yeah,
around
yeah.
on a port. They actually had portable reel-to-reels in the late 60s. Little lapel mic, you could record into it. Tapes are spinning. It was a cool toy to have.
There's multiple formats encompassed within that, but it's basically like a really
big.
big version of a cassette.
Yeah, these are like, we're
Yeah.
talking 15-inch per second,
Like
full-size reels.
Studio.
Yeah,
Reel.
especially the studio.
Yeah.
And we've used them. Bruce from Puget Studios used to spin the tunes, and he brought us some copies of some master tapes.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, the best format ever.
Well, it's not very practical though.
No, you can't really take it with you.
Very difficult to
not
use,
portable.
very hard to get content for, not portable at all, not particularly durable, and it is rather expensive.
Content's a bitch. I think
So-
I think a reel tape is over $100 now.
Well,
just for a blank tape.
tape. Yeah, there
For
is
the
a place
media.
that sells albums,
Yeah,
and they're like $500 each.
$500 a tape.
So
That's expensive.
yeah, it's
And
not
of course,
very practical.
the more you play them, the more they wear.
right.
I mean, they're pretty durable tape. That stuff you buy, but
Yeah.
still, yeah, and they got to be stored properly. You know, you can't get them wet.
But I guess for sound quality, I mean, a lot of the stuff that's what it was originally recorded on. So you can't really that's the original source. So
Right.
Can't
yeah,
really-
I mean, they used
Especially
analog
older
tape.
stuff.
Yeah. It was much wider, but they used analog tape in the 60s, 70s, and
Yeah.
that's what
It was the original master
before
for a lot
CD
of stuff.
came out. Yeah,
Yeah.
everything was done there. So a lot of the older songs you hear were originally laid down on magnetic tape.
well, that's why they could remaster them now. They go back to the original tapes.
Yeah.
As long as they were stored properly.
Yeah.
So S or A?
It's S for me.
Yeah. Well, maybe in sound, but everything else, it's like
Terrible.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
so it's kind
Agreed.
of.
Do you knock it down to A though?
No. This wasn't about
Yeah, we're-
convenience.
yeah.
This is about sound.
Okay.
I mean, its
Yeah.
convenience is pretty low.
Yeah.
Put it in S.
It's got to go in S.
And it's always scary when the tape comes at the end and fall. Ugh.
And that format, I think, is growing right now. It's just expensive. So you got to have money and space and a reason to do it. But it's growing.
Yeah.
You
It's
know.
not too practical, but
I wouldn't call
it
it
still
a
exists.
I wouldn't call it a growth thing, but it's
Mm.
it's not like you're gonna make anyone's making a lot of money on it, but it's growing. And you'll probably see it like vinyl. You'll probably see some sort of resurgence with it at some level.
You want to know what you probably won't see a resurgence of?
What's that?
MP3.
Ew.
Yeah. No real need for it anymore.
There was a time
Yeah.
bandwidth was hard to come by.
And memory.
Space was expensive.
Yeah.
MP3 made sense. It was a pretty good considering the file size, but I think at this point we're so far past needing 2 megabyte, 1 megabyte music files or songs.
Yeah.
It's not great sonically, and unfortunately, it was so incredibly common for people to transcode the content and be even worse than you would expect for its bit rate. I think this one's pretty firm D tier, right?
Definitely do.
Yeah,
Put an F if
sonically.
we had it.
No, yeah.
I mean, it served its purpose well
At the time, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
But-
wasn't bad for the day, super convenient, but it doesn't stand up anymore, really.
But at the time, I literally had 16 meg of flash storage, so
Yeah.
you needed to.
Right. You need 1 megabyte files. Yeah.
But now, I remember when the iPod came out and it was like 10 gig. You're like, what are you going to do? Because you're still thinking in MP3s. You're like, what are you going to do with 10 gig of
Yeah.
MP3s? It's like, but now, you get a 512 gig iPhone. You're good.
Yeah, no big deal. You don't need 2
Yeah.
megabyte songs or so. You can fit a zillion on there.
Yeah.
All right. DSD now.
Ooh.
Same thing, but different.
Yeah. the
little bit
opposite
higher
extreme
res.
of digital.
Right. It's like MP3, but not like MP3 at all.
It was made for archival quality.
Another
digital.
Sony creation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Sort of designed more or less to replace their analog tape masters.
I think it actually came about in the 70s. They came up.
It
with
was early 80s, late
Which is-
something like
yeah,
that.
Something
yeah.
like that. Yeah. I mean, but that just never got used. The first place actually it was used was SACDs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They used that format for the audio of the SACD. So a lot of people get.
Yeah, I
love
remember the
getting
early days
SACDs.
of that, and then it never really hit its stride.
Yeah.
I always liked the cases. The SAC, they were a lot nicer than CD cases.
Yeah. Yeah, they made real cases. Not those
Yeah.
ones that break when you look
Yeah,
at them.
right.
Well, sonically, I think we all like it. It's a pretty good format.
It's excellent.
Seems to be a lot of people that like it, but unfortunately, just like everything else, it's hard to come by.
Well, nowadays you can get more and more.
You
of
can
it.
get them, yeah.
Yeah, you got to go to the right places.
Right. It's like
yeah,
a boutique
very limited
CD.
selection.
Yeah,
Still kind of expensive.
it's growing. It's growing, but of course it's
Well-
not going to have.
It's growing slowly.
Yeah, it's not going to have the widespread nature of all the other stuff. And part of it is because it is a near perfect copy of the original. So
And when the file sizes are
you don't
huge.
necessarily want to give that out, but yeah, and it's expensive to buy.
They're expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what they charge, 30, 40,
They're
50,
more than CDs.
50 bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, for an album on it.
Yeah.
But to me, it's the best digital format there is currently. Well, anyway, the one thing about DSD, I remember when we first we started playing DSD. I think we were in the first rooms at Rocky Mountain, and again, Bruce Brown from Puget Studios would come in, and he'd bring.
You had a little server rack.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
drove.
wheel it
He had
up.
to drive from
Yeah.
Washington to Colorado because he needed a whole rack of gear to play a DSD file, and that was like probably 07,
No, it had to be later than that.
08?
It had to be a lot more, even further than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe like 12.
10, 11.
Yeah. So he had a specialized computer that, and I don't remember what what kind of DAC decoded this. It was like dual
Yeah, it was pro something.
digital leads going to some pro DAC. This was just to play DSD files. I mean, now you look at it, I can hold the same thing in my hand with a headphone amp and battery and play DSD off of this. When you think about it, it's crazy. In a rather short period of time, the capabilities that we've, that come about.
Well, the difference
in,
is
in playback.
it became more consumer because it was only used professionally mainly back then. So there was no need to have a smaller portable version. But
Yeah.
then once you could actually get the files and play them, then there was a need.
But
So,
it's crazy. I mean, you can get a sub $100 or whatever now. It's just a little, Bluetooth dongle thingy with plug your headphone in, and it will decode. If you hook a USB cable, it will friggin' decode.
It's easy enough to
DSD.
find,
It's crazy.
economical solutions.
It's
But
crazy.
file sizes are still very big. It's still very hard to get the content. And I think there's a few too many minor issues that are causing it to be mass adopted.
Yeah, I mean, a song could be 100 megabytes. I think. The
Yeah,
albums
very
are like a
big.
gig. So
Yeah.
it adds up. It takes up some space when you want to store them. Yeah.
However, sound quality, DSD, probably pretty firm S tier, right?
Yeah,
Mm.
top shelf. Best you could do with digital.
Yeah, I got my the Sony server. It's loaded up with DSD.
Yeah.
So that's pretty convenient. It does take up hard drive space on my computer. So
Yeah.
that's a nice way to go.
Yeah, we probably got 6-7 terabytes on the NAS of it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it takes up some space.
Yeah.
But hey, space is cheap nowadays.
Well, it's getting
Relatively
economical,
speaking.
but it's at the point where you could do it, but it's a little hard to come by if you wanted to have local storage portably. You still need a lot, and it's
Yeah.
kind of expensive
You're not going to own 1,000 albums either. It's just going to be kind of crazy. You're going to
Right.
get your favorites on DSD. bottom
compared
line.
to something like streaming.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Right.
Now,
Oh, yeah.
in the same vein, how about FLAC? And I guess we could encompass all lossless audio formats, like
Yeah.
basically Apple lossless or FLAC.
I mean, that's just like the container. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just a lossless digital format. So,
Yeah, it worked
Right.
pretty good. It works fine. It'd be hard to tell the difference between that and, maybe a CD or quality or any of those.
Well,
formats.
you could have higher bit rate than CD quality than
yeah, standard
Redbook,
Redbook. Yeah.
so-
right,
So it could be better.
right,
could be
true.
better.
Yeah,
And you do see that. You see plenty of downloads available now that are above Redbook, and they're either FLAC or some sort of lossless format.
yeah. They've been using FLAC for a while for downloads for a
Mhm.
number of years now. It's still
It's
popular.
moderately popular, but never really took off. And a big portion of the issue is Apple still is a little reluctant to adopt it, and they don't particularly well support it,
Hmm.
Yeah,
except
that
for
was
third-party
iTunes.
apps.
Yeah, it was always a problem. Wouldn't play FLAC files.
right.
So you have
So-
to convert them.
A little fickle there.
Did
but
iTunes convert it for you or no? Did you
It
have
did
to have separate
convert.
software?
It did convert, but it didn't convert FLAC.
They don't deal with
So
FLAC.
you just buy a
There was
separate software.
yeah, there's
free software.
freeware
blah, blah,
that
blah,
did
You
it.
could convert it
So
to
it's easy
Apple
to do.
lossless.
It was easy to do, but it was another
Yeah.
step.
Right.
So
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Apple lossless is fine too. Similar enough. It's slightly less efficient, but
Yeah, right.
whatever.
And I mean, listening to those formats, they've always sounded very good. Usually when I've tried those formats, the original would have been of a CD quality.
yeah.
So I'm comparing CD to that. So I think FLAC.
Yeah, it's near
the
impossible
lossless
if you
are
could tell the
pretty good.
difference between that and CD.
Yeah.
And of course, it has a convenience beyond CD because it's digital. Still moderate file sizes. You get compression without any of the downsides. So it's a good format. I like it. Really not that well adopted, unfortunately. Probably a big part of reason is Apple.
Yeah.
But
B.
B, you think?
Yeah.
I put it in between A and B.
Because it's like,
B's a little.
but it's better
I mean,
quality potentially than CDs.
Well, that's true, and it's still available.
It's got to
yeah.
be A.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll put it with the CD quality. A.
I guess I wouldn't put the CD in A, but
Yeah.
we'll put it with the CD. That makes sense.
CD's got a special place. 'Cause
Oh.
it's survived. It's a
It-
survivor.
It has been around a long time.
Yeah.
All right. And while we're at it, why don't we continue with the digital theme and go a little off topic? Laserdisc.
Mm.
Ooh. I've never owned one of those.
Man, me neither.
It's analog, but digital.
Yeah.
It's analog content stored on a digital media like that. I mean, what people would traditionally call
Yeah,
digital.
how
It's
the hell
not
does that even
really.
work?
Well, it's kind of like
it's
a
like a
CD.
record player.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
But with a laser.
Oh,
So
that's
it
cool.
looks digital,
Oh,
but it's
there you go.
analog.
It's like little
Yeah.
pits.
Kind
It's
of,
like
I
a
guess.
CD, but
However you want to define that.
Right.
Interesting format.
Hmm.
You really don't see it at all now. I barely saw it in my days. There was like twice ever I saw in school in the early days. They had it in like where they had like a little media center thing or whatever, and they had like two different laser discs there for instructional content or informational stuff or something like that. I forgot what it
Even
was.
they couldn't figure out what to do with it.
Nobody used it really,
Yeah.
but it
I
was
think the
a good
library
format.
used to be able to take out laser
Yeah,
discs at the
probably,
library
yeah.
too. But I never had a player, so I never bothered.
It was
don't-
expensive.
Didn't even know anybody that had one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think that was the reason, though. Was it the discs were expensive? They were this
yeah, they're
big.
big.
They were very
It
big.
was like a CD the size of an album.
yeah,
Yeah, it was a
That's
record, but a CD.
huge.
Sort
It
of.
had to be $50. I don't even know. It had to be expensive to buy. They were movies, right?
yeah.
Well,
Movies
I mean,
and
well,
or
yeah.
music.
I don't know if you had actual like audio albums on that,
I don't know.
but
I don't know either.
theoretically, I've never
mean, you
really
could've.
used it much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know either.
It seems possible.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we got no real bearing on us because we never used it firsthand.
it was around for a long time.
People who had it considered it to be the reference at the time for whatever
It
reason.
may have been the
'Cause
best at the day.
VHS was out then too for video, so and VHS really was the king,
Right.
you know. So
Well, the thought I'm assuming was basically like more or less the best combination of all available things at the time.
I think
It was
so.
a higher quality CD, but didn't have any of the issues of the other formats, the wear, the degradation from VHS.
yeah.
Yeah, you can keep watching it over and over and over
Right.
again.
But it worked in a very similar fashion.
And people
compared
had
to-
it. I remember thinking that was a better format, supposedly, than VHS. You know, but I don't know. I've never tried it. So I guess we'll put it in. I don't know where for audio. We don't even freaking
Yeah.
know. It
I don't
never
think they ever
really-
really did audio only.
Yeah.
Probably like music videos or something.
Yeah,
Well, how bad could it be?
It's-
I would say probably B tier.
I would say B.
It's got to be above
fair.
the cassette, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And below the CD. That's
Yeah,
reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know now, like 30 years and 40 years later, they're having problems with the discs, with degradation of them,
Oh,
and you're just getting like artifacting and stuff.
yeah.
So
Whatever layer that held it, was
Yeah.
it aluminum or something?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's getting there. No.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go on to VHS.
Ooh,
Very popular format.
quite.
Long time that thing was pretty popular.
We had tapes everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, not
Yeah.
many, but
And again, it had the same benefit as cassette. You could record,
yeah.
and you didn't need a special media or disc or box or anything crazy. It was pretty much every cassette player would also record.
And that bad boy hooked up to like your cable system and stuff. It had a tuner built in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you could physically record, like you could set a timer to have it record a program or one of your shows with you were at home. It was the old DVR, right? Where you could actually record something and then watch it later at a later time. You didn't have to be there either. So yeah, it was pretty popular. I'd say had to be in the 90% range homes.
It was probably a lot.
At-
Yeah.
at
Everybody had
before-
it.
Everyone had one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got to a point where they were low cost enough and convenient enough, and it was easy for everyone to watch a movie at the same time. You could buy movies on VHS, and yeah.
Yeah, you could rent them. That was kind of sort of the
Or rent
beginning
them.
of the like Blockbuster and places like that where you would go and
That's
it would
true.
be a physical place where they would give you some sort of physical media that you put into your
I
box at
forgot
home
about that. Yeah, they
before
used to have
streaming.
that. Yeah.
And VHS was kind of the
Yeah,
origins
that was
of
all
that.
over the country.
I didn't like it even at the time though. When you paused, you get the
Yeah, you couldn't really
you
pause.
couldn't
I wasn't good at
pause,
that.
and it was bad
Yeah.
on the tape.
You had to rewind.
You had to
Yeah.
rewind it.
Yeah, Blockbuster said like "Be kind, rewind" or something. Be kind, please rewind, and the things because otherwise they have to put in a rewind or rewind them.
Yeah, because the tape would come in a case and then it had a barcode. You'd rent it.
Yeah.
And they wanted you to rewind it when you put it back in a case and take it back.
So they just put it on the shelf.
Yeah.
But some people used it for audio.
Yeah.
It was used for strictly audio.
Well, they had a specific version called Hi-Fi. I don't know if it was a Super VHS, but it was a VHS Hi-Fi. If it said Hi-Fi, it was, I believe, it actually recorded in some sort of digital PCM format onto the tape. Don't know how it worked, but because I didn't pay attention to that stuff back then. But yeah, it was actually I believe a digital recording on analog tape. And the sound quality, I used it before. I've used it years ago, and it was pretty good. But then again, we're going back on old systems, old speakers. It probably wouldn't cut it in today's world.
Well, there'd be no reason to do that today, though.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I don't know what data rate you could achieve with it,
I
but
don't know what it was.
I'm guessing is limited. And it had other limitations.
Anytime you
as well.
record a tape, like the biggest thing was high frequencies. Like if you could actually get at least to 15 kilohertz or so, you were doing pretty good, And like FM radio, like is bandwidth limited 15K. So if you can get it to sound like an FM radio isn't bad. I mean, technically speaking, if whatever they're playing is good, it's not a bad source in terms of radio, considering what it goes through to get to you. All right. So anyway, which radio we actually need to add as a source here, and we'll get that added because
That's been on a long time.
around. It's still
Still
is.
around.
Yeah.
Still going. So anyway, back to VHS. That was around a long time too,
Yeah.
and people still playing those tapes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not great.
No,
It's okay.
not since the
Especially
advent of
today.
DVD. Yeah, creamed it.
It fell apart compared to all the other formats. It's kind of trash. So I would say it's almost worse than cassette because they're physically large.
Yeah.
So it has a lot more limitations. Now, quality, you could do digital on it, and I haven't had a lot of first-hand experience with that, so it's hard to say. And theoretically, you could do digital on a cassette too.
Yeah, that existed.
It was
don't
probably
know.
the equivalent of a good cassette recording
Yeah.
back in the day, so it wasn't bad.
I mean,
But is it better than
was
cassette?
a cassette.
Yeah,
I guess
it
the
was
question
a big
is,
cassette.
Yeah.
Do we put it in C or D? Because
Yeah.
if we have a cassette in C, it's kind of worse than a cassette, I would say.
I don't know. It's been around a long time now, and it was dual
Yeah, but
purpose
so was
because
cassette.
mostly it was made for movies.
Yeah.
So considering that, but yeah, if you think about the standard format though, it wasn't that
It
great.
wasn't standard for audio.
Yeah.
But do we put it with
The
MP3?
Hi-Fi was a special player.
Yeah,
Is
you
it
didn't-
better than
You weren't
MP3?
buying albums on it.
Yeah, I think it's got to go in C. It was around a long time. It's equivalent to a cassette.
I'd put it in D, but we could put
Yeah,
I
I'd
think we
say
got to
D.
call it a cassette.
I've never
You
actually
think
owned a
D?
VHS.
D? You
Yeah,
vote
'cause
D?
I just
All right,
hate VHS.
it's getting
All right, it's
demoted.
going to D. All right, I hear you. D it is. And since we forgot to put radio as a source, which is quite a popular source.
Yeah.
Yes.
Been around since AM radio came about. I don't know when that was, probably the 50s or something.
A
Before
long
that.
time.
Yeah, before, yeah.
It's got to be
yeah,
approaching
that's
100
right.
years.
That's right. That was
Yeah.
was that before black and white TVs came out? There were people
Yeah.
listening to AM radios.
Right.
Yeah, so it'd be the late 30s when tube radios came out.
20s.
I don't know if they had tubes.
I don't know
then.
how popular it was.
I would say
but
30s.
It's got to be in the
mid-30s.
range of 100 years.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
It's a
very long
100
time.
years.
Yeah, I don't know. The 5-tube radio, we learned that in high school. They don't teach you guys that in high school anymore. The
No.
5-tube AM radio, we learned all the tubes, like the 50C5.
Yeah, of course.
Anyway,
Beyond the scope of this
the radio's
video.
been around a long time. Yeah, and let's consider FM radio to be the current format, and now they've got
You got HD radio.
Yeah, right.
A lot
which
of cars are starting to support it.
that bumps it up a bit.
It is noticeably
Yeah.
different.
It's a lot better.
A
Yeah.
big difference. Yeah. So, yeah, radio's big. So I'd say we put that up there. I mean, it's up there.
Well, if it's HD radio, it's like
Yeah.
pretty good.
Right.
You know.
It is pretty
Well,
good.
I wouldn't put it with CD and FLAC, though, so it's got to be B tier.
B.
Yeah.
We'll put it with the Laserdisc.
Yeah, because if you took a CD and played it in a car versus that, it still
Yeah.
sounds better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there's no question. Sounds
Right.
better. Yeah,
But it's
give it
not
a second.
bad.
It's not
Better than a
bad.
cassette.
Yeah. So,
But you can't pick your music.
so B
Right.
good. B's good.
We'll do vinyl.
Ooh, vinyl.
Popular one these
Well,
days.
we can get in a lot of trouble with this one if we don't put it in the right tier.
Vinyl's really fickle, though, because there's huge ranges in
Well, yeah,
quality.
that's
You could
for
go
sure.
from absolute garbage tier to among the best of the best.
When I grew up, I had a close and play.
Mm.
Yeah, sounded pretty good.
Okay. You get like little cars and stuff like that that drive around your record and stuff like
novelty
that.
record.
It sounded good
player.
if you only listen to like 300 to
Those are
400
fun.
hertz or something.
Yeah, yeah.
right.
Go watch him on Tecmo, and he's got a few videos on
Yeah,
those. I
or
think.
try playing it with your fingernails.
Oh, yeah.
You could do that. It doesn't sound very good.
Don't do this with real albums.
That's
Good
kinda like
albums.
this
Yeah. Yeah, or that steel
Just a
needles.
nail
Yeah,
on
the
it.
old
Right.
78s. Yeah, just put a steel needle.
And
in
it sounds
groove.
like it.
Yeah, it sure does.
The biggest issue I have with vinyl
Steely
is
Dan.
getting the source material is getting easier. Oddly enough, as there's a
Very
resurgence.
easy now, yeah.
So especially now, new stuff a lot of times is on vinyl.
Yeah.
So that's cool, and it's not even that expensive.
Yeah.
Works pretty well, but huge range in quality depending on what you're playing it back on and who decided to make the album. Sometimes they're like warped and stuff like that, and it's
Yeah, I mean, we're not into budget stuff, so we don't really know, like, either like, I don't know if you could spend $500 and get something that actually would sound good. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
you can, yeah.
Yeah, so so that's not crazy.
It's
You
not
know,
crazy
as a
expensive.
format goes.
it's not crazy expensive, but is it better than CD or FLAC? Because your expenditure on something like that to get it to play is pretty low.
Yeah.
Well, I think
True.
at the beginning we said, well, we'll just skip prices being a factor because, hey, it is what it is. But
Well,
Well,
kind of.
That's
but,
the range is so big on vinyl though, because you could get a $40 plastic,
Yeah, and they're
turntable at,
terrible.
like Walmart, and
That's way
obviously.
worse than a CD player.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big issue.
And the recordings on vinyl do very wildly.
Yeah,
Not that
especially
they,
now.
Not that they don't in digital,
right.
but yeah, you get a lot of stuff that's pressed out just to sell an album, and it's not really, But then again, I'm buying albums that are old too, and it's the same problem.
Yeah, it's always been the same.
It's kind of like digital, yeah. Not
It's all
all
like
of it
that.
sounds good. In fact, most of it doesn't sound good. But,
But as
that's
a format-
that's not the format's fault.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's think about the best case scenario because that kind of shows you what the format could do.
Right.
And vinyl can sound absolutely
Oh,
spectacular.
totally. A lot of people love it. They wouldn't even go to digital, or they use digital supplementary because
Yep.
it's
Easy.
for convenience. Yeah, right.
But maintenance, effort,
Yeah.
tuning,
Well, it's more.
right?
Yeah,
You're
the
not just
fragility of it
clicking
all.
next.
Yeah, I mean, I bought a turntable last year, and I'm still playing with it. I'm still tweaking it. I got a new cartridge last month or so, and it's you're spending some money to move up there. It to me, it's kind of like, it's kind of like where people rock through headphones or they rock through electronics. Some people rock through cables. Well, this is basically a source that you rock through the source, and you're rocking through. You could rock through tone arms.
Well, yeah,
you could
there's-
rock through cartridges, phono stages.
Just the mats and
It's all encompassed in that one thing, and to really tweak it the way you want. Yeah, same with that vibration issues,
Yeah.
footers, feet,
just what it's
racks,
sitting on. Yeah.
stands. Yeah, the floor in your house. Pour some concrete. There's a lot. You think about it.
So it's good and bad.
You could make a whole. There's a whole hobby centered
Yeah.
around just one format. That doesn't. If you think about it, doesn't exist anywhere else.
Well, a
Yep.
CD, you put it in
Nothing.
the CD player, and that's all you can do, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty much.
No other format.
But
Has-
sometimes that's what you want to do, though. That's the thing.
Well, that's fine. That's all there for that. But think about that. I didn't really look at it this way, but it's before. But it's true. It is the most coveted and explored format I think I've ever seen. And the people that are into it just some of the guys what's his name, Stereophile, Fremmer.
Michael Fremmer.
Michael Fremmer, right? He's like he teaches courses on how to set up a turntable at every show. He's at the trade shows. He's still showing people. He's been an avid communicator of the positive aspects of vinyl and teaching people, and he's kept it alive all these years. He's one of a few people that have done that.
But you don't need to teach courses on how to play CDs.
Yeah,
That's the
agreed.
thing.
Oh no, but see, I think that's what makes it fun, though. That's why people like
Just
it.
some people.
Yeah.
That's why it's come back to guys your age, because they're like, well, this is kind of neat. I could do this. I could play with that. I could try different cartridges, and you're still you're the music's a constant. You got your album. You got your favorite albums, right?
Yeah.
Now, how can I make that sound good? It's like digital, but now you're exploring the album in all different ways by changing the.
I don't think that's why
hardware.
most people buy vinyl today.
Well, I don't know, man.
Well, there is another thing.
it's a hobby in
because
itself.
vinyl, it's like more work, so it seems like an event when you're playing. You got to be very specific. You can't just go and next.
Well-
like when you're streaming, you're just like, I'll try this out. I'll
People
try
are
this
probably
out.
more likely to play the album through. So that's kind of a pro to some extent. But yeah, you don't have the option of choice that you do with streaming services. So
It's a hobby and a
give
hobby.
take.
And you got to get up to change the track. Oh, no
Maybe you
remote.
won't then.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll listen through it.
Yeah, it's definitely not a convenience thing.
We'll call it a best case scenario though.
Yeah.
Where would you pose this best case scenario? I mean, I would say probably A alongside CD and FLAC because of its limitations. I
Agreed.
don't think it goes to S.
Yeah, I got to do A.
Now, sonically, it could hit S, but a lot of effort's required to get
Yeah,
there.
you're talking some bucks. I've heard it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've
You
heard
got to
it.
be committed, though.
Yeah.
You're talking a lot of money.
Yeah.
You got a couple $100,000 into it at that point.
We'll throw it in A.
You know? Yeah, so A is good.
And we also got DAT tape on here.
Yeah.
Not particularly popular format
That was
these days.
pro.
Yeah.
More pro use than anything. I think it was semi-pro. It was like, consumer. It was
It
consumer
was used in
based too.
industry, but it wasn't widespread.
It's like
outside of that.
broadcast TV. It seems. I would say.
Yeah, yeah, right. It was a mini tape, right?
Yeah.
Analog tape that recorded digitally.
Yeah.
I think it recorded digitally. I've
I
never
think
used
it's
it.
still probably used in a lot of places.
I've seen people use it in front of me. I've never really used
Yeah, I've
it.
never
The
used
quality was okay,
Probably because of the legacy, it's still in service, but
Yeah. In certain places. Yeah.
probably.
Like
yeah.
your local television
yeah,
places.
some
Yeah.
places it's just never
They've just been
upgraded.
using it and it works fine. So
Could
yeah.
be. Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
think-
you're never able to like buy much as in like done media. Like
Yeah, it never took off as a
Yeah.
format. I think because it was used more for,
they exist.
newscasters would go out and
Yeah.
record, take a mic and hook it to a DAT player to record somebody,
Yeah.
somebody talking, or whatever.
Well, none of us really have a lot of
Interviews.
first-hand experience, but
yeah,
But
as a format, it's curious because it's analog but digital.
yeah. It was a neat format,
Yeah,
and that made it, I believe, quiet, clean.
Mhm.
You didn't have any real issues. It would play through problems, because it was a digital. It had the ability to do that, where an analog tape, you screw that up and you're going to hear it. So so I think that's probably why it was used a lot in outdoors.
Yeah.
If you're going, you make a recording, you shove it in your pocket, rain, snow, sleet, whatever. You get back to where you're going, you can still play.
and it was small, relatively speaking.
Yeah, so easy to ship if you need
Yeah.
to send it across the country. Now that you did your interview,
it's
or
small and
whatever.
compact,
Yeah.
pretty good quality.
But other than that, it wasn't really used for
Yeah.
our
For audio,
purposes,
not so much, but-
so we could throw it in C maybe.
I don't know. I would put it alongside the Laserdisc.
Yeah,
You say Laserdisc or cassette?
Well, it's better than cassette.
yeah.
I would say so, right?
Except it never went anywhere.
Well, that's true. If you
Yeah.
factor in availability, you
Yeah,
would
but
never.
we pretty much mostly just talked about mainly the fidelity,
yeah.
Yeah.
and it's got to be better than.
And I don't really know what the fidelity was on that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, it
Well, I
was
don't
digital.
either.
Yeah. So
Probably.
the best case scenario is C, if you ask me.
You say C?
Yeah.
All right.
We just don't know.
Alongside cassette. So it's like a different cassette.
Yeah.
And then we got the last one, streaming services.
Streaming.
Well, you got
Well-
some variation there too.
Very popular today. Obviously,
Yeah.
most likely the number one source in
Top
pretty
convenience.
much all parts of the globe. As long as you have internet access, you have access to almost everything ever created. So, the ultimate inconvenience.
Yeah, totally. Your phone will
And
play it.
Well,
Your
as long
iPad-
as you have
Everything.
internet.
laptop will play it.
As long as you-
Everything pretty much plays it. Now, it's very, very cheap to get a device that'll do streaming audio for you. And it's economical. If you're the type of person that would be willing to purchase media, it's very cheap to pay for a streaming service and have access to anything. So you don't need to go out and
relatively
buy the
speaking.
album.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
an
Relatively.
unlimited.
And you always have new stuff coming out. So,
Yeah.
I already have it.
yeah.
A few bucks a month, different prices around the globe, but generally very
And
economical.
now most of them are high resolution, which means it's probably CD quality or better.
Mm-hmm.
So there's still compression going on there and all that good stuff. So it's not like, to me, it's not the same as having a good local file. Like what do you mean by local file? Like hard drive based.
Stored locally on a drive or something.
You're
Yeah.
there are noticeable differences with the services
Yep.
and between that, even though it is higher res. So, but beyond that, the convenience factor wins out.
Hands down.
Yeah,
Yeah, without a doubt.
no comparison to
Well, and
any other format.
When you have a service, it's on your phone. It's already on your
Yeah.
computer. You don't need to like have separate things.
Yeah, you think about that. Or you go, hey Siri, play me some Led Zeppelin, and it just starts playing Led Zeppelin.
You don't think about it. You don't need to go find the
Yeah.
album,
It's nuts when you think about
warm
it.
anything up, turn anything on, move some switches, set stuff up.
Yeah. So, man, that's up there.
Mm.
That's up there in S class. But we are talking sound quality.
If we're talking
Yeah.
just sound quality, it's complicated.
Yeah.
Because streaming services today don't offer a lot of DSD in the mainstream ones or
No,
anything like that. They're
yeah.
not offering very, very high bit rates.
There's no need to either.
You have what they call masters and like Tidal and whatnot.
Yeah.
There are high
Which is pretty
resolution
good.
formats
I mean, they
which are
go-
pretty
Yeah,
good.
they run 192, I think. 176 maybe, 192.
You do 192.
Some of them are up there. Yeah, which is pretty
And
good.
theoretically, there's no limit to what they could stream.
Yeah,
So it seems likely in the future you're going to see the average move upward.
agreed.
So I would say today it's very good, probably not S tier, but it has the potential to be S tier very easily.
Oh, yeah.
So
A?
it's kind of better than CD and FLAC though. But do you put it on with reel to reel and DSD? That's the trouble.
No.
Well,
Really needs to be
quality
hands-on
is,
too.
if we weigh quality as the number one thing,
Then no, it has to
Then
be with
no.
CD.
Yep.
yeah.
CD, FLAC,
Yeah.
vinyl.
For now.
Okay,
Yeah.
for now.
We'll,
But
we'll
it has the
investigate this in
potential.
another year or two and see what happens. But it's moving upward.
It's doing pretty good.
Yeah, real good in terms
Yep.
of quality. Really good.
But-
Fat, quickly.
Well, that's the thing. Look at you. Look at what you listen to now. Is it only streaming, pretty much? Is
pretty
that
much. Well, that and what's on my NAS
Mhm.
drive through, something like the Bartok, which just pulls up files on my local drive at home on NAS.
Yeah.
with a peppering of vinyl in there, just
Oh,
occasionally.
yeah. And every once in a while, I'll feel like, okay, I'm going to throw an album
Yeah.
on. And
It's
the
like a
album is
special
definitely
occasion.
a different experience.
Yeah.
It's got a different level of just life to it, that you don't get with the digital formats yet. You get close in some way. It's a balancing act. You know what I mean? It brings us back to, like, in the past we talked about, like, what does it take to get to make something sound like real life, like you're like someone standing in front of you talking to you, there's everything. There are some things that get close to that, but nothing does everything perfectly, where you're absolutely fooled by it. So it's cool that there are some formats you can get close in some areas of real life, but never really approach perfection. Not yet.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting there. Maybe if we combined all these together.
Oh,
There you
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Super complicated.
DSD, streaming, vinyl,
Yeah.
tape.
Right. We need that continuous reel-to-reel machine that your streaming services go through.
Oh, yeah.
And you do a DSD streaming service.
Yeah, that's it. Right. The stream is recorded to tape.
Mhm.
Then something burns a groove in the vinyl that picks it up, converts it to DSD.
Oh, boy.
wait.
You
The
can't
analog's got to be
convert it.
last.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Any digital format goes to tape first. That's the first thing.
And then it's in
That
vinyl.
wipes out noise right there. High frequency energy's gone.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then we'll put it in vinyl. And then as soon as the vinyl cuts the thing,
There's
there's a
another
needle
arm.
there picking it up. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God, that'd
Patent
be cool.
pending.
That'd be
That'd be
complicated.
complicated.
That'd be expensive.
That'd be expensive.
Yeah, that'd be cool though. Someone's probably done that at home already. If anyone has, let us know if there's a machine like that.
That doesn't seem like it would work very well. but-
Pretty much, you would need to be a mastering studio or something.
Quick, get a patent going. Yeah, that's a lot of work for that. I still think going to tape, you could skip the vinyl portion, just go to tape and play that. You're
Pretty
good.
much, yeah. Skip the vinyl. So
Yeah.
that's what makes it
Yeah,
way
you got
harder.
a record head and you got a playback head. It records, the tape comes over, plays back, you're good. Play that out. Send that to the amp. G2G.
You can do that.
Yeah. We're rambling.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go. A tier list for sources.
Yeah.
Did anyone else ever do this before? I don't know.
I don't know.
Sure. Probably. I don't know.
Probably. I don't know.
Seems reasonable.
Not at this level. Oh, wait, is this a level?
Uh,
Or are we just level? This table's pretty
Is
level.
anything really real?
Yeah. I guess most people wouldn't even put reel-to-reel tape in there because it's like the impracticality.
Thank you, everybody, for watching our craziness. Thumbs us up if you like this. And remember to subscribe to us. Hit subscribe because we want more subscribers so people actually know that we're around. Thanks.
Yeah.